This is a Range Rover Sport 3 litre TD V6 HSE. It's the black edition. It's finished in Fuji white with ebony leather. It's also got the ivory contrast stitching. It's got carbon fibre insets to the gear tunnel, door cards, stainless steel on the handles. Very, very well finished off. The level of equipment in the car is again tremendous. You've got Harman Kardon speakers. The sound is awesome as well. Fuel economy, urban 34, extra urban 42.2, combined is 38.7 with a 0 to 60 time of 8.7 seconds, 124 miles an hour top speed, 254 brake horsepower engine and 24 valves. Car is really, really nice. I actually used this car myself probably a couple of years ago before we sold it, and we've just taken it back in. It's got the rotary gear selector, which again I'm a big fan of. Click the start button, comes out of the gear tunnel, and again, rather than have a big gear stick here, it's just so much easier instead of all the dog legging business. Just turn the wheel, set it where you want to go, and that's it. We've got electric memory seats, and it's also electric memory steering wheel as well. Door mirrors, they go to your setting, 3 position. Just take you for a ride in it now. Normally it's just a horrible day in the UK when I do these test drives. Today it's absolutely foul. We've got the supposedly beast from the east, storm stroke snow. Everywhere's covered, all the roads are covered in salt, hence the windscreen, the cars are covered in it. There's bins blowing all over the place. It's not a very pleasant day. The best place to be on a day like this is in the cabin of a Range Rover, because they are tremendous cars, very comfortable, easy to drive, nothing bothers you, doesn't matter whether it's snow, flooding, whatever. If it's red hot, the air conditioning is great. We've got heated seats, we've also got a heated front screen. Heated front screen in this weather has to be the best invention ever. Heated door mirrors. On this particular one, I'm pretty sure it's got, in the extra features, we have timed climate, so you can set the heater to come on before you, when I used to have it, I used to set it on before I went to work and just before I finished work, so it would air the car out. Really, that's a really good idea. Automatic gearbox, we've got paddle shift. We've got hill descent on at the moment. Don't know who's put that on. That's a little. We had a customer looking at it before. They've obviously played with all the switches. And I've been on a couple of four-wheel drive driving days where they take you right to the top of a 45-degree angle incline, and then you have to go over the top blind, and with that button pressed, the car lets you go down. You don't really have to do anything. The car will just get you to the bottom safely instead of you trying to control it. But we were coming down there, fairly steep hill in Wantleydale, Cinnamon Hill, and the car was slowing me down. The engineering these Range Rovers just tremendous. I have been using a different type of four-wheel drive for the last few weeks because we sold my Range Rover, and I can tell you, getting back into one of these, it's like a different world. I absolutely love these cars. They've got everything that you could possibly need. Again, it doesn't matter what happens outside, you know you can go outside, jump in the car and get to wherever you want to go in comfort and in safety. We have 2 remote keys for it, and you see there, this car probably weighs nearly 2 tons, and the ride quality, your seating position, the all-round view, visibility, comfort. You've got a massive front central armrest here. You've got 2 adjustable front central armrests for the driver and the passenger. You've got lumbar support, electric control of the seats. You've also got, if I can find it, I can't get my hand down the side here. You can actually alter the contour of the seats at the side. We've got power folding door mirrors. You've got your electric windows here. A nice thick ledge here to rest your arm on if you're a lazy driver like me. How come it's always the people with the smallest cars who take up the most space? You do feel very safe in these. Usually when I go out in a Range Rover, I tell a story that there's a chap came to buy another one. He was in the car that was probably on the front of most daily papers. Range Rover, lorry driver was either texting or fell asleep behind him, smashed into the back of him in stationary traffic, crushed the Range Rover up to the back of his seat here. He had a couple of injuries, but he wasn't dead and he wasn't flattened like he would have been in most cars. He got out of it alive, and the first thing he wanted to do with his insurance money was go and buy another Range Rover. Got cruise control here on the left hand side of the steering wheel. Just above there is your paddle shift, your telephone controls, audio controls, your trip computer controls. Got here audio video, just turn that down, put the TV on. Now it has a split screen display, so you can actually, traffic lights would change and let me get away straight away there. Normally I'm queuing there for ages, but you can have the sat nav on where the drivers can see it and the TV where the passenger can see. And it doesn't cross over. I will try and show you. Just try and get a TV picture. Of course, it's very difficult trying to get a picture when I can't see whether there's anything on and I've got the sound turned down. Let's see, channel list. Channel list. Yeah, there's a car coming up behind now as well, so I'll have to move off. We'll try Sony Movie Channel. Bluetooth hands-free. You've also got Bluetooth audio streaming of the music from your I have an iPhone. It will stream my music. As soon as I get in there, my music will play. Put the heated seat on a second. Heater's really good. Climate control, of course. And I can tell you, it is a very, very windy day today. Very windy. I'm just trying to get up to 70. Which looks like it might be difficult here with all the weaving about. Yes, it is. Not only is it difficult, it's almost impossible. So just tuck in again. You just have to take my word for it. One touch cruise there. Cruise is working fine. You can increase the speed there just touching that top button, and decrease touching this bottom one. The front central armrest, big space in it. It's also refrigerated. I'll show you how to set the sat nav when we get back, and also pair your phone. Just turn the heater down. There we go. Watch the lights change again here. I'm trying to just see whether this phone's working. Right, 1 second. Phone. Sorry. Right. Yeah. So we've got a TV picture there on this side. On that side, you can probably see a bit of both, or in the middle, you can see a bit of both. And this side, you can just see the sat nav. It should actually. Presets. The last thing I want to be is at the side of that in this wind. I just want a portaloo coming through the windscreen. That's got to be pretty unstable. Saw there come under the bridge there, the auto headlights flashed on, which can be a good thing and can be a bad thing. There is a very low bridge in Ashton, and there's only room for one vehicle to go right through the middle. And as I pulled up, I had right of the way, but my headlights flashed because it was dark. I set off through the middle of the bridge, and the guy at the other end thought I was flashing in to go, and he set off as well. No damage done on that occasion, but you do have to be careful. Some ideas seem brilliant, but in a split second they can cause big problems. So I like to switch the lights on and off myself when I want them on and off. We've got keyless entry and keyless ignition, which obviously is the best combination, because so long as you've got the key on you, You can just touch the door and it opens. Get in, start the car. You don't have to take the key out of your pocket. And when you get out of the car again, you just touch the little button on the door handle and the door locks, and you can walk away. Door mirrors fold in, so you know it's locked. Great steering, great handling on these Range Rover Sports. And although they are a big car, they're so nimble, they handle so well. You can see everywhere, you can see the corners of the vehicle and the back, so they're pretty easy to park. You've also got a reversing sensors and a reversing camera. You can see over cars in front, you can see over hedges. There's such great value for money when you consider the price of them new, a few years old. If you get a good car and good service history, this one's only just been serviced again. And it was a particularly nice example when we bought it. When we bought it off a private customer, they were going to buy another new Range Rover, and we bought it off them. Just superb to drive. It's got a power tailgate as well, power of open and closing tailgate. So touch of a button, thing opens, touch another button and it closes. It's a really handy feature, and when you've not got it, you miss it. It's just had new discs and pads fitted, although if I'm honest, I can feel a little bit of a wobble through the steering wheel. Seems like it's coming from the front, which we will need to look at. I'll tell the workshop. Got cup holders here, power socket there, heated front screen, drivers and passengers heated seats. So we've got lumbar support there. And there's a button just forward of the lumbar support. I'm not sure whether you'll be able to see, but if I press it, the wings of the seat are folding in here. So they tighten up against you. I'll just put them right the way in, and then when John gets in, we'll crush him. That's it. That's superb. In the centre of the two dials here, it's showing you what's on TV at the moment. Change that to show warnings, or your sat nav, your next turn. The trip computer there. Oops, just gone too far. Trip computer. Trip A, trip B, auto. even though it's a dark interior, it's a nice light and airy cabin. It's 5-spoke alloy wheels, headlamp wash, xenon headlights, front fogs. We've also got a sport button there. If you press the rotary dial down and then turn it to the right, I can immediately feel the car surge forward. Makes the throttle more responsive. And the places you can take these, the new Range Rover launch, they had a ramp up to a jumbo jet, and then through the jumbo jet, like a real undulating sort of track through the jumbo jet, and then out the other side. You just wouldn't believe what these cars can do, which is why if you go on a 4-wheel drive course in one of these and you see what they can do, then you know that if you're on the road, nothing's going to bother you. Gee whiz. Smallest cars, biggest space, turning right, middle of the road, stop everybody else. It may not seem like a big thing, but when I get back, that's another probably 4 minutes of video on all these that I have to sift through and edit, and it takes longer to download and so on. So